This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
Hello, Silk. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, Jenny.
Girl, how have you been? You were on a little bit of a hiatus.
Oh, yes, I am doing so well. Been away doing a movie.
Ooh,
Um,
good for
yeah,
you.
amazing. Um, the name of the movie is called Pardon Me. It's the Bevelyn B. Williams story. So I don't know if you heard, but she's like a pro-lifer, and President Trump pardoned her whenever he became president.
Oh
And
yeah.
she was sentenced to 41 months in prison for, they said that she violated the FACE Act. So, been there doing a movie about her life experience and how she came about being a pro-lifer. And it's going to be an amazing movie.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I thought you were on vacation or something. So I was like, oh, that's so exciting. So is it a documentary or is it an actual movie
It's
about
an
her life?
actual, it's an actual movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are
Uh-huh.
you playing her? Are you playing the main part?
N- No, no, no. I'm in the movie, but I'm not playing her. We have uh, Angela Williams, better known as Black China.
Oh, yeah.
She's playing Bevelyn. Erica Hubbard is in the movie. And some more individuals. Columbus Short is playing Bevelyn's husband in the movie. So it's going to be amazing.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you. That's so exciting. When does it come out?
Right now, they're looking around August. I want to say August the 19th. But everything is still coming soon. And if you go to my page, you will see the or Bevelyn's page, or even go to Pardon Me Movie 25 here on X. You can see some of the trailers and snippets.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Well, congratulations. Well deserved, my
Thank
friend.
you.
Well
Oh,
deserved.
thank you so much. It was amazing being there. Like I've been telling people, it's not like you there and somebody got a camera with the little camcorder just recording. No, this was a full production.
Well, I have to say, you have been truly missed. I'm like, where's my girl at? And I was emailing Tammy, and she's like, oh, well, she's gonna be gone for a few weeks, and say,
Yeah.
vacation or anything like that. And I'm like, oh, well, good for her. She's taking some time off. Let alone you're over here being a superstar movie star.
I'm a movie star. I's a movie star now. I've been telling people I's a movie star now.
Add that to your resume, sweetie. Add it to your resume.
Yeah.
Now they need to make a documentary or a movie about you and your sister Diamond. That would be awesome.
Oh, that would be incredible. But while I was there, I was kind of undercover. I didn't want it to be about me. I didn't want it to be about Trump. I wanted it to be about Bevelyn and her family, so that people can actually get the gist of what she endured. Her and her family endured what they went through, and how they came out as pure gold, pretty much. So I just kind of just kept my hat on and just stayed in the background. And then when it was my turn to do my thing, girl, I shined just like a diamond.
Oh,
I
I
got
bet
out.
you did.
Yep.
Silk, you always do that. Even at these Trump events or whatever, you stay low key and you don't make it about yourself. You're very humble, and that's what I love
Oh,
about you. You're just such a sweet gal and just truly humble, and you're in this for the right reasons, right? So you're not
no,
looking for the
most
fame and the
definitely.
fortune, and you're just a good person, and I
Thank
love my
you.
comedy hour with you here every other Wednesday.
Thank you so much. And I've been telling everybody, make sure you save up your coins so that when the movie is released, you can go to the movie theaters and watch the movie. And I want you to buy plenty of popcorn with extra butter for me.
I love it. So okay, so cool. It's going to be in the big theaters, not like on Hulu or at Netflix or anything like that.
No, they're looking for this to be in the theaters.
Sweet, you're on the big screen. All
Yeah.
right, well, I'm gonna be looking for that because I'm gonna go check it out.
Oh, yes. I want everybody to go check it out. Support Bevelyn and her husband, Ricky, and the little baby, Ellie. Support them and go see the truth about what truly happened.
Yeah, it's all about
Yeah.
truth, everybody. Truth, truth,
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
So everybody still gives us typically about, she has her little chit chat line. So she gives us about 55 minutes because she's got to cruise from here over to her other show on Lindell TV. So if you guys have a question for her, she hasn't been with us for a couple weeks because obviously she's been doing this movie, but I'm going to have her talk a little bit about what she feels, what she's seeing going on. And then you guys will open it up for questions for you guys. So please request a mic and I will unmute your mics and you can ask her your question. But in the meantime, I'd like to welcome my co-host Santino as well to the stage. How are you, Santino?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you so much, Jenny. And Silk, it's so nice to hear your voice as always. Too bad I could have took care of your hair and makeup on that. I would have loved to have been on there. But on that note, we do have a purple pill at the bottom. Can everybody kindly please go there to the bottom of the right of your phone? Can you please like the space, like and share the space? And in fact, could you please quote and share the space? Get some more people in here because it's a phenomenal space that we're happening right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santino. And yes, Silk, Santino is a makeup artist and hairdresser, and he's done a lot for the stars. So if you ever need one, there you go.
All right. I'll keep them in my
I worked
book.
on a day late, dollar short. I worked on Enville Christmas. I've worked on, I did their hair. I was touching their hair on film, doing
Mhm.
finals. And I mean, it's more intricate work, but I love the challenge, and that's why my expertise goes abroad. Every type of hair, every type of style, every type of texture. Same with
All
makeup.
right. Okay, even wigs, because honey,
Oh,
all we can do is just sit here.
girl, let me tell you, wigs. My mother was a wig specialist
Okay.
from the 1950s and 1960s. She taught me everything, so I take care of the wigs. I
Oh yeah.
style them. Oh, I trim them. Lace fronts. I do them all. I apply them. I do the
You
theater.
do it
Yep,
all. Okay,
I do it
wonderful.
all.
Good to know. Good to know.
I love it. Thank you, Santino. All right, Silk. So, as we know, since I have chatted with you, it's been a while. So much is
Mhm.
going on. And I kind of want to get your take. And I know how I feel about it. I just had a podcast with Alpha Warrior. It was really good.
Okay.
We're seeing, okay, so we're seeing, everybody be in the cabinet doing their jobs from Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, all that kind of stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
Pam Bondi was thrown on the bus there for a while about the Epstein files, and now they're going after, Cash and her were, and then now it's Cash and Bongino, and about the comment of Bongino saying that he's seen the files on Epstein and he committed suicide. So everybody's just losing their mind, right? So I know, and common sense says, right, they're at a higher echelon of power, in their workplaces, right? They haven't even been in there 200 days yet. We got to let them do their job, right? And they're not going to tell us everything. They're probably going along with some kind of narrative right now because you can't tell your enemy your next move, right? Because they're listening, right? So
Right.
if they said, "Oh yeah, well we think he's still alive," or "No, he didn't commit suicide," then you've just given it away, right? So I want to know your take on it because the internet and everybody is just so quick to say, like what they did with Pam Bondi. Oh, she's compromised, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, people, give them an opportunity to do their thing. Trump has placed them in
Mhm.
there on a purpose. He knows what he's doing. So I want your take on that, Silk. What do you
Well,
think?
most definitely, Trump has everybody where they needs to be for a reason, but that's the reason why I'm not up there because I'm not going to be able to lie to the public. I'm not going to be able to tell a little white lie, black lie, red lie, yellow lie. I'm not going to be able to do that. Instead, be just straight up honest with the public. And I'm very opinionated, and in my opinion, I don't even think Epstein is dead. So I
I
did
agree with
see,
you. I'm right there with
yeah,
you.
yeah, but Bongino, he basically stated it after looking at the files. And but here's my deal: who put the files together to make it look like a suicide? He can only comment off of what he saw. All right, but for me, I go on my gut. All right, my gut don't lead me wrong. I believe that this man is still alive somewhere on an island or one of his islands somewhere, probably still doing what he's doing to little children and so forth. Another way that we can look at this is it may be some very high profile people on the list, and some things is better left unsaid in some people's eyes. So that's a possibility as well. But what I don't like is to see how P. Diddy is being railroaded, and not the top people who put P. Diddy in the situation. So, it just piggybacks on what is that? Weinstein,
Yes.
Epstein. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And they have yet to go after Bill Clinton, but they went after Bill Cosby. And so it's just some things that I see that I will not be able to just lie to the public about. And I'm glad to be in this position where I can talk about my opinion and what I feel in my gut. And it's up to everybody else to educate themselves, and you feel the way that you choose to feel, so that I can, be safe about everything. And I let everybody know I'm not suicidal. I love my life.
I don't know. I love that song. I think I hear what you're saying about how Diddy's being railroaded and everything because of the people that put him in that situation. He exactly was just that. He was a puppet for all of
Mhm.
these politicians and everything like that. But I do believe all roads will lead to Obama. And what does that do? Then that opens up the floodgates for,
Yep.
look at all the cases that they've held over there in the District of Southern New York, right? You've got Comey. He was a director of FBI at one point. You had
Yep.
Russia out of there. You had I believe all of Trump's things going on out of there. And it's gonna, not that Trump's, his were fine. His cases were good, but all the corruption that has happened, and that's where they've tried
Yep.
all these cases. And I just think it's going to open, now you've got all the Hollywood, there's been several names named in this Diddy case and this court
Yep.
case, and they're only 2 weeks in. So yeah, I hear what you're saying. He's definitely was their puppet for sure, but I do believe it's all going to lead to Obama. What do you think?
Oh, well, it probably will. They talked about a lot of gates and a lot of, I've never really made a statement about this Pizzagate conspiracy theories that they had going on, but it probably will lead back to that as well. When it does, I mean, we already know, the public already know, and I would not be shocked or surprised. But it's going to open up some nasty wounds. When you look at Jim Crow Joe and how he allowed the border to be opened, and all of the child sex trafficking that was going on, the human trafficking that was going on, it's going to lead back to a lot of nasty stuff that I truly believe in my heart of heart that the American taxpayers have been funding. So it is a lot of different theories out there that we can go, and a lot of different roads and avenues that we can travel down, trying to explain everything. But it's going to lead back to some high, powerful people who had the power to allow all of this stuff to happen, happen in our country. The sad thing is that we funded it. Our tax dollars funded all of this, in my opinion.
Yes, you're right. You're right. They've also, wrapped your mind around this audience. Our tax dollars have funded the trafficking of the children,
Yep.
the harvesting of the organs, and all of that stuff. So wrap your mind around that and what your tax dollars are paying for. So, and now you're seeing all these people turning on, the demon rats. Like you have Jake Tapper coming out today saying, talking about what a disgrace Biden was, and that he only met him a couple times, and that just basically reversing his tone, right? So this just goes to show you, everybody, every time they went on the news clips or whatever, it was all scripted. All of these news stations are saying the
Yep.
same shit, and now they're retracting their stuff because they know they're done.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal. We already knew this. Okay, we've been saying it, been talking about it, and we were called conspiracy
Yep.
theories.
Yep.
Okay, all right. So these top CNN reporters that want answers about Joe Biden's being diagnosed and with cancer and so forth, and then you have Whoopi Goldberg. She's like, how is it that everybody see it but we didn't see it? That's because y'all were the cover up.
Yep.
You covered up for the Biden regime. You covered up for the cancer that I'm understanding he already had for years. I didn't call him an imbecile for nothing. I called him a demonic imbecile for a reason. And that's because I can clearly see now. I'm half blind. I got to wear glasses, but I can see that Joe Biden. I could see that something was clearly wrong with Joe Biden. Something is seriously wrong with Kamala Harris. Something is seriously wrong with the entire Democrat Party that want to mutilate children, want to change the sex of children, and want to be concerned about illegal aliens versus American citizens. So something is seriously wrong with all of them.
Yes,
And I just want to add, if you can't see, you definitely can smell them.
Smell a rat a mile away.
Oh my God. And he's, you're absolutely correct. You can smell them, you can sense them, it's just easy. You can't listen. Joe Biden could not get out 3 words in one sentence without fumbling the sentence. It was a disgrace. And they wanted us to believe that he was a leader. He was the leader. Okay. It goes all the way back to them even cheating in the 2020 election. All right. They cheated. They stole the election. They defrauded the American people. They used these ballots and these machines to do it. And I have to say, in my opinion, because I wasn't there when they was doing it, but I did see video of how they did it. Okay. So they've defrauded the people. It's deception. It's deception, just blatantly deception. And they deceive the American people in doing so. And now all of the chickens is coming home to roost. We can smell it a mile away with what's going on, but we're not shocked because we already knew.
Amen. Absolutely right. Yep. We've been preaching this for quite some time. So, okay. So before we go to questions, everybody, I'm going to ask her another question. So if you have a question for Silk, please feel free to raise your hand. I'll unmute your mic. So we know Trump had this amazing trip to the Middle East. Massive, huge, what he did over there. What is your take on it? I'm super excited for what he did. I know there was, people questioning certain things, of course, as everybody does, right? But it was massive. People weren't seeing the bigger part of everything he did, especially when he did that EO for the lower prices for the prescriptions, and how it's just taken away more of their laundering of money, and it's taken down the media, it's taken down big pharma. So what were your thoughts on all that? I bet you were super stoked about that.
I surely was. The Middle East was phenomenal. Just looking at him, looking at President Trump being treated just like a king. They welcomed him in. They rolled out the red carpet for him. They treated him better than a lot of the American citizens here in America treats President Donald J. Trump. But to see those individuals that we have been indoctrinated to believe are terrorists and people that hate America, and it mainly have come from the Democrat Party and the grand old Republican Party. Okay, the grand old party, which is the grand old Republican Party. It's come from that to indoctrinate us to believe that these people hate us and it's so evil, right? Well, when you really sit back and you look at it, I said, them people, they welcoming our president in. They want change. They want peace in the Middle East. And our real enemy is the Democrat Party. It's these individuals that have infiltrated the Democrat Party, these foreigners. Let me say it like this. These foreigners that have infiltrated the Democrat Party that's over here in our country. That's the enemy of America and the enemy of the people. So to see President Trump go from country to country over there and do his tour and different things, and then bring back money. He didn't go over there to rip them people off. He went over there to bring back money into our country so we can all get along. President Trump is about peace, love, and prosperity for all is what he's about. And he proved that whenever he went there to the Middle East.
Yeah, he did, and I think with the escorts, the royalty, that he
Yes.
was given. I think in my opinion, I think in the coming future we are going to see something come to fruition of him being some type of royalty, because if you listen to a lot of the people over there, the locals over there in Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
they were talking about how they loved him. They referred to him as their president or
Mhm.
their royal or king, whatever, however they say it. But I see we're going to see something bigger here in the very near future when it comes to Trump, and not just being the president of the United States. I think we're going to see it on a bigger scale, and maybe a different title, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. And just to see it happening, it really did my heart so good that, these people, they don't want to be fighting. They don't want to be fighting. But when you look at Jim Crow Joe Biden, what did they do? They went there to try to steal from these people, as far as I'm concerned, to create uh, uh, some type of fight, because they'll have a stake in the fight with all of these different wars. They'll be able to launder money and different things, and that's what they've been doing for a very, very, very long time. I believe that the Democrat Party, the grand old Republican Party, I believe that they absolutely hate President Donald J. Trump for exposing and disclosing all of the evil that they've been doing for decades upon decades, the way that they've been ripping this country off, the way that they've been allocating our tax dollars to a lot of different things where the money never left America. They may allocate $1 billion to something, but that money never left. 90% of that money never left America. It went back into somebody's pocket, according to Elon Musk. Let me make sure I put my source there. Okay. So we see what's going on. We know what's going on, but now at the end of the day, Jenny, I truly believe that it's time for these people to be held accountable for what they've done to us. And paying taxes. Why am I paying federal taxes for people to live high off the hog while other people is eating the pig feet? You know, so
Gross.
there ain't nothing wrong with that pig feet now when you put it up in some
Never
cornstarch
had
beans
it.
with rice. Okay. But what I'm saying is they live in lavishly, high, just off of our tax dollars while people are struggling to pay their bills. And so I'm like, why are we even sending money to the federal government if they're not going to do anything but launder it back to themselves?
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of these areas where their money laundering is going away, and the pharmaceuticals is one of them. Everybody, that was one of their big launderings of money. So but it also opens up deeper. It takes down, the media, because where does the media get a lot of their money? Is from the pharmaceutical ads, right? So what? Guess what? Now we get to take down the pharmaceutical ads. The banks are a part of that, and then of course big pharma, medical industry, biggest pyramid scheme on earth. So okay, everybody. Oh, and then also too, do you see? Oh, go ahead, Silk. Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna say something
No, no,
about.
no, no, no. I was waiting on your question.
No, I was just gonna say, and then Brutal, will go to you after this comment. What we saw today with what was it, the African president with him, how he just humiliated him in front of the world, everybody. That was classic, and that is what we're gonna continue, I think, to see throughout with all of these pieces of shit. Excuse my language, but it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah. Well, what President Trump did is called him out. And President Trump is so transparent that you can see right through him. You can see everything that's going on. And he did it before the media, before the world. So it won't be nobody coming out leaking anything saying, oh, he said this, oh, he said that. Because if you remember in a meeting back during President Trump's first presidency, they wanted to say he leaked out and called these, was it Africa, a shithole country or something. They try to make it look like President Trump called some country a shithole country, even though we didn't hear that. That's what someone said that President Trump said. So keep it open for all of us to see so we will know what actually went on and what happened. And I'm glad that he did that like that today. I didn't get to actually just sit there and look at everything, but, I saw a few clips, and President Trump, he's a brilliant man. in the way that he do things. Sometimes you have to call the enemy out straight to their face, and then you have to show them the evidence. You have to show them what these people are saying, what's going on, and for people to know that
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
this is really true. President Trump ain't sitting here making up some stuff. All right. The white farmers ain't sitting there making up some stuff. All right. You actually hear and see what's going on, and it's on video. So a lot of those, the Africa cabinet and different things, they held their head down in shame once that aired and once that played. And what gets me is that you have, even though that's over in Africa, but you have a lot of Black people that loves to call out racism, call everything racist, and they don't realize a lot of them are the biggest racists ever walked the face of this earth. They're racist against their own race. And we could talk about white people, but you have a lot of Black people that's racist against their own race.
Sorry, I was trying to. Sorry, go. Okay, sorry about that, Silk. I agree with you 100% right there, Silk. Okay, Brutal, go ahead. You had your hand up. Thank you for your patience. Go ahead, Brutal. Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Brutal.
The fact that Trump showed those videos to the president wasn't the only videos that were exposed there. He didn't even show the worst videos. They didn't show exactly what they were preaching about. Yes, they showed some, but they were actually, and the videos I've seen and I've spread, they've showed the killing of white Africans in their country. And their president decided to say, no, this isn't a thing. This isn't a thing. So the videos that Trump showed were very prominent and pertinent. He didn't show the worst of the videos.
Yeah.
Have you
But
guys seen those videos that I'm talking about? We need to kill and run out the white man in South Africa.
Oh, I
They've
did.
shown those.
I did see them chanting that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. That and the fact that they've literally said it, not just their country's chants. They said, we need to take back our country from the white man, rid this country of the white man, and if we have to, we will kill them, which they are doing.
Yeah.
Prominent genocide right now. And the president says, oh, that's not happening. Not President Trump. But
Wow.
it's not happening. And then he showed them the videos, and those weren't even the worst videos.
Wow. Wow. Well, he showed them enough so that this president can see what's going on. And the worst of the worst, I'm pretty sure my man, President Donald J. Trump, showed him those too.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But I did, the video you're talking about, I have come across those videos. It is a shame, but guess what? If we don't be careful, that same bullcrap will be happening right here in America.
Right. Now, Silk, can I ask you this?
You can ask me whatever you want to.
And I don't want to seem like or whatever, but we have Black Americans in America calling for the killing and exiling of white
Men.
South Africans.
Well, I've heard white men.
Well, that too, but why? I mean, if you're an African, South African, Northern, Middle African, whatever, why would you call for the killing of white Africans? Because they're fleeing actual genocide, and now we have dumb effing Americans calling for these white Africans to be expelled from the country.
Well,
I mean,
I truly believe that a lot of these people that we hear spewing a lot of this stuff are paid activists to spew it, because one thing I've learned,
correct,
especially with being in the political arena, is that they have to create some type of divide based on race.
correct.
That's just been the name of the game, to have some type of divide so that our attention will be distracted towards that and not what's really truly going on, like them stealing our wealth.
like COVID and the stolen election. They're
There you
distracted.
go. Yep. So I believe that there's a lot. These individuals are paid activists. They are paid protesters.
Oh, that's
to
and
get
Silk,
their-
that's already been proven. You and I
Exactly.
and everybody else in here probably know that. That's been
That's
proven.
right.
Why would
That's
you
right.
block windows to prevent people from seeing voting?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
They
yes.
don't want us to. They don't want us to get down to the real nitty gritty of that. But
Correct.
if they can keep our attention stuck on these individuals calling out,
One second, Diamond. Thomas, your mic is open. Please keep it muted. If you want to speak, raise your hand. We'll come to you. Go ahead, Diamond. Thank you. Sorry for that.
yeah. So they will distract our attention away to whatever they create
Mhm.
and whatever propaganda they create to put there, so that our attention will be allocated towards that and not towards what's really truly going on.
Correct.
And all we will hear is what they're saying, and we will stay stuck on that. And I don't believe that a real American citizen that understand humanity will actually be out there doing that for free. I just don't.
You're right. You're 1,000% right. They
Yeah.
are paid activists. It's been proven.
Mhm.
Now all of a sudden they decide to release Joe Biden has prostate cancer or mysticulous or whatever it is, and that in itself is a distraction from what's really going on. Oh, well, we're
Exactly.
going to tell them Joe Biden has cancer when we told everybody for 4 years that Joe Biden was in completely good health. Now he's got cancer. What are they hiding now?
Exactly. Well, first off, if an investigation go ahead and open up on Jim Crow Joe, it's going to be so many devastating things. This man have done so many devastating things since he's been there, or within the last 50 years, that they don't want to come out to the public. So they will put this on us right now to say, well, he have cancer for empathy, for sympathy. And unfortunately for me, I know, y'all know I'm a cussing Christian, but I don't give a damn if he dies today. They need to still investigate him.
Agreed.
And as he lay there in his casket, they need to find his ass guilty if that's what happens. And all I can do is be brutal when it comes down to Joe Biden.
That's
with the
all I
way
can
that
do
he
too.
did our country, with the way people were unable to visit with their loved ones as they were on their deathbed,
Kissing them through a plastic screen.
Come on, yeah. And with the way that this mother bastard destroyed this country, I have no good words to say. So I've really kind of been silent about it, and I've been trying not to talk about it, because this is one mother bastard that I do not like. I know hate is a strong word, but I dislike the way that he have destroyed our country, even going all the way back to the 1994 crime bill, and talking about if you have crack the size of a quarter, we're gonna lock you up. He didn't want his white children playing with black children, and that's the biggest racist that I believe has walked the face of this earth. And just to know the things that I do know when it comes down to Jim Crow Joe, no, I have nothing good to say about him. So I think that an investigation truly needs to be done on him, and they need to, if for treason, it's the way that he has done this country, and for the way that he's taken money, the kickbacks, the executive orders being signed by the what kind of pen was that? Lord, I had it on
auto pen.
The auto pen. Yeah, the auto pen, all of that stuff need to be null and void, and then they need to go back to his residency. I cannot acknowledge him as the president because he was more like a resident. They also need to null and void that as well, because they cheated in that particular election. So I don't care what happens to Joe Biden. I have no empathy or sympathy unfortunately, I just don't. So I've been telling people to pray for Silk.
And
Y'all
Yep.
pray
and
for.
don't forget the pardons. And Bruto, I got to go on. Silk only has gives a few about little less than an hour, so I've got a few hands I need to move on to. So,
Okay.
uh,
Thank you, Silk. It was a pleasure
Thank you,
talking
dear.
with you.
thank you, Bruto. Okay, let's see. Santino, go ahead, and then he disappeared, and then United Spot, you can go, and then Carmen, you can go after United Spot. Go ahead, Santino.
No, I just wanted to echo what Diamond was saying, what you've said also. You know, when we talk about President Trump, what he's doing is he's actually exposing countries for their ignorance, the things that they're hiding from the world. That's what he's doing. All these countries do this. They say, I didn't know this was happening. I'm not aware of this. Well, then, if you're not aware of it, why do I have this visual showing here on TV? He's exposing the countries and trying to say, fix your problem.
Yes, that's right. Because our tax dollars has been allocated to a lot of these different countries for humanity purposes and so forth. So why is
Absolutely.
our money going over there for them? All right. And they talking about killing up white people. They talking about exiling people out of their country. What?
Exactly. And also the epic moment was NBC trying to do the same narrative that they used to do, trying to bully him with all these questions, confuse him. But he was so on point today. He turns and says, what the hell are you talking about? We're not even talking about me getting a plane for a gift or whatever. We're talking about this, and you're trying to deviate the conversation from the truth. That was the other thing. And stage 9, Brian, stage 9 means it's the end of the film for Brian. That's why it's brought up now. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4, cancer. Stage 9. Stage 9, exit over there. Stage 9 is the door. It's film talk. But you know what? You're absolutely correct, Diamond, when you talk about infiltration, people being paid, George Soros paid. We've seen all these things happening, and they're all paid. We've seen the fences. Everybody goes running there, and Uber all of a sudden appears and giving them food. Who's paying for that?
Yep.
It's George Soros. So I want to echo that stuff because everybody needs to understand President Trump is exposing each leader, if there's anything to expose, to the world what they are doing. So thank you so much. I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you, Jenny. Go ahead, please.
Incredible.
Thank you, Santino. All right, go ahead, the United Spot. You can ask us Silk your question.
Silk, hey, thank you very much for having me up here. Great to see you up here. And I don't know why everybody keeps saying I'm back. You've been here this whole time and then some, and it's so great to see you. You know, I mean, what could I possibly even talk about other than the fact that what you already know? And I'm just happy and I support you and I'm thankful that you're here. And for everybody out there that's listening, laugh more, love more, be kind more, and pay no attention to all the meaningless sidetracks that they try to pull on you daily because it's working and that's not supposed to be the plan. It's not supposed to work. Pay attention to the bigger plans, not the little distractions. Pay attention to the big plans. And Silk, you are just absolutely incredible, and you know you've offered and you've given so much to the community here that loves this country and our president so much, and I just wanted to thank you for that. And that's it. I mean, you know, I'm not a man of many speeches, but thank you. That's it.
But you said a whole mouthful. Thank you so much, darling, and I truly appreciate it.
Thank you, the United Spot. And no, when I say Silk is back, she was on a little bit of a couple weeks hiatus because she was filming a movie. So she hasn't been on. She's here every other Wednesday, and she hasn't been with me for a while. So we have missed our Miss Silk. So I'm glad she's back. All right, Miss Carmen, go ahead, sweetie.
Well, you know what? I never came up and got and spoken, but I've been in here and I've listened, and I have to tell you, I just think you're fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I love the voice, having a voice through all of it, right? And encouraging me. For myself, encouraging me to continue to have my voice and continuing to go forward, no matter what people try to throw your way, step in your way. I know what I believe. I know God is my guide, and then then it's family, and so forth, and standing for what's right. And so, thank you for showing me that. Thank you for giving me the courage to do that. God bless you. You're hilarious. I love you. I love you. I love it, man. I love to hear you laugh. I love it, and so keep doing you, because you're putting it out there, and there's a lot of a younger generation coming up, and they're going to be looking for many more like you. So God bless you, and thank you.
Thank you, darling. And keep in mind that your voice is your power. So don't be scared to use it. We all have a voice. All we got to do is open up my mouth and start talking. That's right. That's all you got to do. And use your voice, because it's together, united, we stand. We have to all stand together on our principles, on our morals, and on our values. So don't be scared to open up your mouth, even though they try to shut me up plenty of times, especially my sister and I back in the day. I'm still being censored. It's crazy, but guess what? Y'all keep hearing me because I keep on speaking. I don't care if the voice is minute. You still gonna hear a sister talk, and that's what I want you all to keep on doing. Keep talking.
Hallelujah.
And we love that, Silk. We love that you're keeping on talking. We love it. I love it. You crack me up every single time. All right,
Well,
Warren, go ahead. Your mic is unmuted, and then United Sheet, you can go after Warren. Go ahead, Warren. Okay, he's now a listener. Okay, United Sheet, go ahead. And Warren, if you want to speak, please raise your hand.
Thanks for bringing me up. There's a lot of things I'm learning on this. I'm kind of new to this X, and of course, just everyday American here. But just curious, are you guys posting any of this stuff? I mean, I follow Alpha, which I know you had that space earlier. Sorry, I was working, I missed it.
Oh, you know what? I've uploaded the replay, and it is on the walls. It is on my feed. Do you want me to send it to you?
Oh no, another friend of mine reminded me that it's recorded, and how I can get to that. But my point was is that going in these spaces, I'm learning a lot of these things, like the Silk was saying that Epstein might be alive on some fucking island. Are you guys posting any of this? Because that's my question. Because I mean, just having this info out here really helps us who are
Well,
not in the
Union,
political field.
let me correct you on something. What I state is my opinion about it. I'm not saying that he is. I'm stating my opinion about certain things. I'm able to speak about it. Okay. Now I didn't post that I believe Epstein is alive and all of this stuff. The subject came up, the question was asked, and I answered it based off of how I feel about it. Okay. So when you come into a lot of these different spaces, a lot of people are talking based off of their opinion, based off of things that they may have heard, or just pretty much based off of their gut, how they feel about it. Okay. That does not make it true. And that's why we often say allegedly, or based off of, we give a source or what have you, or I would say in my own humble opinion. And in my own humble opinion, I truly believe that Epstein is still alive. He might have gotten a facelift. Hell, I don't know. And he probably somewhere on one of his islands, in my own humble opinion. Okay. Because I look at how our government, the FBI, the CIA, have hid a lot of stuff, how they try to make things look, and how they try to change the narrative on a lot of different things. We've been lied to about a whole lot of different things. So what we got to do is start doing for ourselves as far as investigation. We don't have these journalists out there that are supposed to investigate things. They're not doing their jobs. They're not doing their jobs, because if they was, then they would have known that Joe Biden already had cancer. Okay. They're supposed to be the investigators so they can come back and report the news, not be the news or give their opinion about the news. Now, me, I'm an opinionator. All right. And all I can do is give you my opinion about certain topics. And when it comes down to Epstein, yeah, I do believe that he is alive, in my own humble opinion.
You said also earlier that there's a lot of stuff about Barack Obama. Again, are you posting any of these, or is this just like an opinion that you're having?
The only thing that I will post public is stuff that has been sourced and stuff that has been proven. I can state my opinion. I can even write my opinion about certain things. See, with me being a commentator, and we have other commentators and show hosts out here. In order to save our own hive, we have to allege a lot of different things. We cannot post it as if it's the truth, because if you don't know it, you wasn't there. You can't post it as if it's the truth. You can only allege it or assume it. So the key component that you want to make sure that you're listening to when you hear anybody, not just me, anybody speaking, is if they say allegedly or possibly or according to such. And once again, when I post stuff based off of truth, what is actually proven out there, and then I can post based on my opinion, how I feel about something. Okay, but it's up to you to be able to decipher what's true and what's not true by you doing your own investigation and educating yourself on certain things. There's a lot of stuff that's happening right now. Honey, they got the narrative switched all up so many different ways. I look at President Trump when it came down to big pharma and different things. They try to make it look like Joe Biden is the one that did it. And Joe Biden did not do it. What he did is he took it away when they stole him into the White House. He took away what President Trump had did and then turned it around to make it look like it was him that lowered the insulin prices and different things. But I know the truth about it, that it was President Trump that had originally did it in the first place. Why? Because I educated myself. All right. So if I wanted to post that, I'm able to post based off what I do know. All right. I'm able to sit here and say based off of my opinion on certain things when I'm asked a question. So what is it that you're really trying to get down to? You want to know if what I'm saying is the truth?
No, again, the question was if you were posting this, because unless I'm in this space hearing it, which of course I'm just new to this space, it's the post that I can refer to and go, oh yeah, this is what she said. I'm not saying that it's true. It's like you said, it's an opinion, but it does bring to light something that I'm totally unaware of, like, holy shit, this is going on, or oh my god, this happened as well, or like you said,
let
the
me
whole
ask you
thing is
this,
so
Union.
twisted, and
Let me ask
we
you
don't know
this,
what to
Union.
believe.
Do you believe that Epstein is dead?
Oh, I fucking hope so, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I do, though. There's a lot of things that need to be brought into light on that whole Epstein shit, and
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I follow Talk with Sally, who is all on to the Saving the Children, and when I started following her, I started finding out a lot of this shit that I mean, my heart's there, but my gut, I mean, I don't know if I can even take what has been happening, the trafficking, the what you
Yep.
said earlier, the harvesting of children's,
Morgan.
or holy shit,
So,
I mean,
real
I
quick,
work in construction. I don't do any of this stuff, but I look at these, I listen to these spaces, and I see these people's posts, and I'm like, wow, something that I should be aware of. You know what I mean? So that was my
Yeah.
question. And the bottom line is are you posting these things? Because
Well,
I'm following you now. So if I see something that is informative that I didn't even know that even happens, I'd like to just
so
be aware of that.
real quickly, Union, are you new to this movement and all of the information? Are you new to it?
So I voted for Trump, and I switched from Democrat to Republican in 2015 so I can vote for Trump, because he's not, to me, I saw him as not a politician, but a
right.
businessman. And when he got into office, there's tower cranes everywhere, and now I'm back to working. And now that Trump's again in office, I'm back to working. So I don't know the whole politics of things. I just know that if not a politician is running the country like when Reagan was in, there's fucking work everywhere, and I'm working. That was my thing for
So
the mass movement.
so I guess my question is not necessarily the who you voted for or whatever, but in the sense of the movement and all of the stuff that you're talking about, like the research. Have you done any research? Because let me tell you, this is deep, dark, twisted, and very entangled. So
Correct.
if you are new to the movement, I think you need to go in lightly, because especially when it comes to the children, once you see it, you cannot unsee it, and it can be. Excuse me, I'm a cussing Christian too. It can be a mind
Yes.
fuck. So
Yes.
I would start very minimal and then graduate. And if you're new to this, then you certainly are not going to be able to follow what we're saying. But I'd suggest start following us, see what we're posting, come into these spaces, ask your questions.
Correct.
But you go don't go deep into it. Don't start off with the children right away, because like I said, once you see that stuff, I'm telling you what, your mind is jacked up. You cannot unsee that
Yeah.
stuff.
That's
Yeah,
the reason why that's the reason why we have these different spaces. Thank God that apps allow us to have these different spaces. Otherwise, it would be considered underground media. That's why I'm on Lindell TV instead of corporate TV. And it sounds like what you're doing is what my sister and I did back in 2015. We had a great awakening. We had awakening to the BS that had been going on in our country. We were told that it was like this, but then we found out, oh no, just like let's look at Democrats and Republicans right quick. They're one dirty bird with two corrupt wings. When I first got into the political arena, I thought that Democrats were separate from Republicans and that they picked against each other, only to find out they were all in the same boat. They just keep each other back. They just watch each other back. When there's a election, whoever that president is, if it's a Democrat, then in the midterms, usually the Republican will win the midterm so they can control the House, and nothing never gets done. That's what Democrats are banking on right now in the midterm. So as you continue to have these great awakenings, like Jenny said, you want to move slowly until you start to really, truly understand what's been going on. And then you will realize why this country has been stagnated for a very, very, very long time. Just like I'm just learning that, a lot of these people that's walking around here dressed up and calling themselves women, they're really men. And a lot of them is in our government and or are married to the same sex. And I'm like, well, hell, that's not a woman. He's married to a man that's been going around here to gatherings like a woman. You start having an awakening, and really the scales will come off of your eyes as you begin to learn what our country have absolutely succumbed to and how our country has been infiltrated. It's been infiltrated. Our systems has been infiltrated by a lot of people that was not even born here in America. They was born in a foreign country, came over here to America, became an American citizens, and then got into our government. That's why you see a lot of pushing of things for aliens, for foreigners that's not even American citizens, because our system has been infiltrated with these individuals. They push their own issues. To hell with American people, to hell with our tax dollars. They just take it, blow it to what? Support their belief. I see somebody up there now in Congress that's supposed to be a man, but is dressed up like a woman. Well, those individuals, I don't think, should be sitting there in Congress as a representative of American citizens and values, because what they would do is then write legislation to try to push that down our throat for us to choke on it. That's why I don't think that they should be there. So you keep paying attention, coming to these different spaces and different things, listening to the underground grassroots media to understand what's truly going on. Because when you listen to corporate media is basically paid for by our tax dollars. We're finding that out through Elon Musk and Doge. They're paid to say it a certain way, do it a certain way. That's why my sister and I had to get off of corporate media, because we refuse to lie to y'all. We refuse to tell y'all little bitty lies and try to sugarcoat it. We refuse that. If it wasn't the truth, we was not going to speak on that. So that's why we got away from corporate media and went to underground media so we can be truthful with y'all and tell the truth and not be censored.
How you doing on time, Miss Silk? I know you got to.
Oh, I'm right here at it, baby. I got to get ready to go. I want to say thank you so much for having me on.
Of
Let me go ahead on.
course. We're gonna see you. We're gonna see you back here in 2 weeks, right? Yeah.
You're gonna see me back here if the Lord's will in 2 weeks.
All right,
Yep,
sweetie.
yep, yep.
God bless you. Love
All
you.
right.
Thank you,
Love
Santino.
you. Happy Memorial Day to everybody.
Yes,
Happy
happy
Memorial
Memorial
Day.
Day, everybody. And
Yep, you are rest.
we'll talk to you soon, Silk. And thank you, Santino. And God bless you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you for having me. Nice seeing you, Silk. God bless you.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.